So welcome back to week 3 of the Fast Cash Challenge. And I am Debbie Dobbins, as you already probably know that. And now I am the Queen of Magic. And I'll explain a lot more about that in just a second. But I've been your guide, and I will continue to be your guide in this final week of this challenge. And if you're watching this video, that means, I hope, that you're committed. You've been committed. And you're going strong, right? Put it in the chat. At this point, you have either made a serious commitment to the challenge, or you might even not be watching this video, or you've done what 90% of the people do and given up. And I truly hope that that is not true for you, because giving up will never get you to your dreams. It'll never get you the magic. There's so much good to come on this journey, and time after time after time, I've seen lives transformed by doing these little tiny steps. But there's so many statistics out there of why human beings don't make changes in their lives. I touched on some of them in the earlier episodes, but not the least of which is, that thing called habits. So I'm right there with you, though, in this commitment. I promise you, not only about this challenge, but this week I've been actually diving into another type of challenge, which is a funnel challenge led by the amazing dynamic Russell Brunson. And if you don't know who he is, check out his information. But the brains behind ClickFunnels, Russell Brunson, this guy's got energy, oh my God, for days and days and days and days. I thought I had a lot of energy. And yet he's still young, so we'll see what happens when he's 70. But got me thinking about something I've noticed for years and years and years, when I teach a room full of people. And they all hear the exact same thing. Those things that I'm sharing with you, you're all hearing them the same way, yet only a handful. If you were in a room together, the person on the right, the person on the left of you would not do anything. But what happens is I can be speaking to a room of people, and only this handful will take the tools and run with them. And it's always fascinating when I hear other entrepreneurs and people share their stories. That Russell was sharing a story about his high school wrestling days that really resonated with this whole idea that you can give people all of the information, but they don't take it the same. And why is that? Well, out of what he was sharing is he's a wrestler. And so when he was wrestling and he was in high school, his father said to him, "You know, Russell, you can get a group of athletes who hear the same coach's message, and only 10% will become champions." Now, think about that, though. That's true in life. No matter how many times I share this, only a portion of the people that hear it are going to do something with it. And whether in athletics you call it heart or dedication or drive, it's all the same thing. It really all boils down to wanting something more than anything else. Wanting it more than what you don't want. Wanting it more than what you have currently. And I didn't realize until I was listening to his story, it was for him to be a competitive wrestler, because I really don't know much about wrestling. The things he had to go through with dropping weight were, I don't know how any human being does that. He would lose 30 pounds in a week to compete. And so he would put on sweats, and he would put saran wrap over the sweats, and then he would put sweats on again, and then they would sweat and sweat and sweat to get this weight off. And he had to do this drill every time. And his coach said something to him that I think is, priceless, but I share this all the time. He says, "You only have one thing that you have control over, Russell, and that's your attitude. So why not have a great attitude?" Well, he got that message really early on, and I hope that I share that over and over in my platforms as well, because it's really the only thing that you can control is this positive attitude, this basically staying focused on whatever it is that your dream is, and knowing that everything is good. But you know, Russell, he's gone on to be a multi-billionaire, and he still treats people like he was that high school wrestler. You know, and that's what I love about people that I follow, is that they have succeeded, but they still are grounded and down to earth people. So every day, each of us, you and I, have the chance to create something magical in our lives. But every day, millions, maybe you, choose to stay exactly where you are. And achieving your dreams isn't easy per se. It's way simple. It really is one of the simplest things on the planet. But people perceive it as hard because it takes diligence, it takes focus, it takes determination. We have control over attitude, but also we are the ones that get to choose how we want to show up in the world and what we want to have happen. So not everyone watching this video will immediately embrace this idea. I know that because I can hear it again through the screen. You're pushing back, you're like, you don't understand my life. But the one thing that I do know is once you hear these ideas that I've been sharing through these last couple of weeks, and again today, they're going to stick with you. You might make the shift today, or this week, or sometime in the future, or you may never make the shift. But you will always know. You will always know because you've heard it now that you have the power to do it. You are the only one that can do this for yourselves. It has nothing to do with your upbringing, your DNA, your circumstances, whether you have every limb on your body. There is nothing that outside of you can stop you from being who it is that you want to be. Now, for those of you who've embraced this challenge, I'm very excited and I love the fact that you did that and you've done it with all your might. Your mind has already started to see things differently. I know this because I'm getting the feedback. But this is just the beginning. This is just the tip of the iceberg of an incredible journey. Money is all around you. And this challenge is about money. But really, truly, it's about so much more. It's about you and your life and magic and miracles and fabulousness. And you can create anything that your heart desires. It's all about shifting your beliefs and perspectives. That's it. But people don't want to do that because it's so comfortable to be in that comfort zone. So this little 3-week challenge has sparked a fire in your consciousness if you are grabbing onto it with both hands. And I hope that it's here to remind you that your reason for being here is vital. You are vital. Your gift to the world and your divine inheritance is wealth and prosperity, boundless joy and freedom. That's your inheritance. Or are you just not letting your hand receive it, pulling it in with both hands? And speaking of freedom, I'll admit that having more money is way more fun than having less. I'm going to say that. And at the same time, I was always happy when I didn't have anything, when I was on food stamps and had my little Social Security check. But remember, money is just one of life's tickets. Because basically money is a ticket. I know you think it's currency, and I talk about currency and all of the energy around it. But imagine that money is just a ticket. So when I was growing up, Disneyland had various tickets, A through E, and an E ticket was just the most exciting one, and it would take you on a fabulous ride. But how do you experience life with other tickets? Because there's many other types of tickets. Money is just one of them. Maybe you receive a gift. Maybe you win the lottery. Maybe you sing your way around the world on a cruise ship. Abundance and fabulousness are all around. They're everywhere. You just need to open your eyes to see them. That's all this is just beginning to see that it's already there. And this final week is all about seeing the good, the unexpected good, which really is truly always there. We just haven't expected it, so therefore we didn't see it. It's everywhere. So if you remember, I've done a couple of videos on the Facebook group about, and I talked about last week, that this thing called reticular vision. It's all about seeing what you expect to see. So think about those stories of suddenly seeing cars everywhere. I shared that story. And at the end of the day, whether you're seeing, you're in a group and you go out on the streets of New York and one group sees trash and one group sees loose change, or you see that car that you've been dreaming of, or you put on your vision board and they seem like they're everywhere all of a sudden, and they didn't get released that afternoon. The same principle works for everything in your life. Everything you can imagine is already out there. It's already out there waiting for you just to open your mind to see it. That's the amazing part about this. And our attention shapes our reality through this thing called reticular vision. So what do you want to see every day when you wake up? Do you want to filter out all of the lack and filter out all of the abundance, which is what we do? We say these things to ourselves. And if you think about reticular vision, it really is truly just about, there's so much information coming at us that our brain has to filter it based on our beliefs. So our brains are just really a little lazy. That's the truth of the matter. They like to stick to the comfy beliefs about life. So therefore, all of these beliefs that you already have, whether it is, I don't have enough, I'm sick, I'm tired, they are already programmed in there, and our fabulous, amazing brain that's very lazy begins to look at the world that way and pulls all of those things and lets us see those things rather than the things that we really want to see. So if you want abundance, you've got to start thinking and acting like an abundant person. Truly, that whole idea, what would you act and think and be like if you were already abundant? And if you're stuck in this cycle of debt and lack and never having enough, and you keep thinking those thoughts over and over and over, your mind is working really hard to prove those beliefs are true. Because beliefs are nothing. And I've shared this so many times. Your beliefs are not true. Your values are a different thing, and we can talk about that on another video, but your beliefs are just things that you programmed in here. So you might have heard of the law of attraction, The Secret, and all of these other self-help concepts. And they all have good validity to them. But the thing is that the scientific truth is our minds are wired to show us what we believe, because there's too much more information out there for us to deal with. So if you want to see what your unconscious mind is thinking, then just look around you, because it's a direct reflection of that. And then what happens is you prove it to yourself, and then you think it again, and then you prove it to yourself again, and then you think it again, and it's a vicious cycle. Actually, reality is bursting with infinite potential, but you can't see all of it because our reticular vision has got this very limited scope. I'm just not well. I don't have enough. There's just too much out there. So do you want to see more good, more money, more abundance, more love and happiness? Then start consciously looking for it and expecting it. Because I promise you, it's out there. It's waiting for you to discover it, to reveal it. So this week, on week 3, I want you to keep putting your product or services out there. This is a fast cash challenge, and this is about really just being brave, and keep a journal also of every bit of unexpected good that comes to you. Because it comes in so many days, so many ways. Someone buys you a coffee, or they treat you to lunch, or they help you with your homework. They watch the kids. They give you an unexpected raise because you didn't even expect it and it was retroactive. Whoa, cha-ching. Actually, that happened to one of our participants this week. But because you see, your reticular activation system is your eager helper. It's ready to deliver what you're looking for. So begin to look for that. You're honing a muscle, this muscle of looking for this unexpected good, and waking up each and every day and searching, really, truly searching and expecting it, this goodness, treasures, gifts, opportunities. Everything is here waiting for you. And when you expect it, it reveals itself. So I could, give you stories and regale you with stories of clients who've been blessed in so many ways by unexpected good, doing this exact thing, this really simple, easy manifestation trick. Things like money was lost and suddenly reappears, free trips to exotic places, even my personal experience of being paid to travel the world in first class for years. I mean, who would have imagined that I could have had that experience? It would have cost me a fortune to visit all the places and have all the experiences that I had. Life is ready to shower you with goodness. All you need to do is open your arms and embrace it. So this week, as you continue to share your product or your services, also keep this journal. Every day, jot down every bit of unexpected goodness. Because when you start to think about it and pay attention to it, more and more comes. It's amazing how this works. And it finds its way to you so easily and effortlessly. And as we enter this third week of our Fast Cash Challenge, next week, I want to have a celebration just where we can share our wins. And you get an opportunity to celebrate this amazing experience. Whatever happened, whether you made fast cash, you got unexpected good, or you just had a shift in your mindset. This is what's amazing. And I would love for you to share your stories on the group of some of the fear that you've been having. So I'm going to tell you two stories. One I shared in an email about me passing out flyers on a little pink parchment paper that changed my life, so that I could get clients to help them stop smoking and lose weight. And the other one is about Russell, how he started, this billionaire now. He started by selling potato guns online. This Fast Cash Challenge is about you just finding something simple, putting yourself out there, feeling the amazing feeling of what it is like to have the courage to put yourself out there. Because we can go through all of the money stories and I can help you move through those blocks and all of those great things. But this is just an opportunity to begin to feel that courage to do something that's just you. So you're amazing. I can't wait to see you on the celebration next week. And as always,